The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now it's Gurley. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. He's got his all-pro receiver, Michael Thomas. It's a gain of 11 and a 1st down, L.A. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. On 2nd and 9, Rodgers. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
When I watched that play, I thought about what my coaches had told me in the past. The biggest teaching point, get your head around. Locate the football so you can make a play on it while it's in the air. That's exactly what he did there. That was nice.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. That's into the hands of Westbrook over the middle. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. They go play action here on 1st down. Going to throw deep for the end zone. Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas, but it's going to be 2nd down. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
Hey, man. Watch the boot. Watch the boot.
Inside.
Throwing again. Rodgers. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Mike Michael Thomas, his 9th touchdown of the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. And again, it's no good. A few boo birds coming out as he's missed his 2nd extra point here in the first half. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. They don't want to repeat a 1st down. They'll keep it on the ground. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. To throw is Bridgewater. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. On 4th down, here's Lachlan Edwards to punt it. Back deep, D.D. Westbrook. And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it and go, well, maybe you take a shot here. Maybe you get some momentum going into the half. What's the flip side of that? You do something crazy, quarterback gets hit, ball comes free, and now you're down an even bigger margin. Go ahead and take this one, go to the locker room, start over.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. A final shot before half for Rodgers. He's got Green. So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
They still playing soccer. Y'all playing the wrong football. Mike 8. Quit talking about it and bring it. Mike 8. You can't block me. You can't block me. Check. Fresh.
On the ground, McCaffrey. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
They'll break the huddle and come out with 4 receivers, 3 of them to the right side, 2nd and 7. To throw, Bridgewater. He's got Fuller. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches.
First down, Chicago.
A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Shotgun handoff now to McCaffrey. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. Bridgewater from the gun on 3rd down. He's got it at the 15. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Will Fuller with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. As the Bears push further out in front. A good, sustained drive there in this 3rd quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper. They need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Rodgers going to throw. And he completes it to Westbrook. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. Thomas the intended target, and it's 3rd and 5. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Rodgers. There he goes right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Point after, right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass, but in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right, it might go to them in this game.
I like that, MVU. Well done.
And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Rodgers now to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Now Rodgers throwing again. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
Throwing is Rodgers, and that's knocked away and incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Here now, Johnny Townsend, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And he gets this away, angled for the sideline with a lot behind it. Wow.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 11-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Now a run with McCaffrey. And some room to work. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. A first down throw for Bridgewater. He's going to air one out. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. It's Quentin Dunbar with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. The L.A. offense ready to go for their next drive. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Back now in Los Angeles. It's the Rams trailing, but they do have the football as we start the fourth and final quarter. On second and 11 now. Rodgers. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time, down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Dancing to his left. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 38. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all